Hey everybody, welcome to Signals from the Frontline, every Wednesday live cast here, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm your host Reese. With me is my lowly sidekick, the Padawan to my Jedi Master, Frankius Minimus.
That was all false.
Oh really?
Yeah, all false.
It's like I'm Luke Skywalker and you're
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Grogu.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, I'll be Grogu. Grogu stole Star Wars. He is like the most popular character. Thank you.
Dude,
yeah,
yes.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
it's like I'm Ahsoka Tano and you're, I don't know.
Grogu, yeah.
There you go.
Still Grogu. Yeah, I'll still be Grogu.
Also got a cool new shirt. Like it. Ahsoka is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, so I saw this and I had to get it. Plus, she's getting her own show, so pretty cool. Thank you for joining us, everybody, in the live show. If you do want to join the live show, you can do so at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can do so via YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. So join us in the live chat. If you hear us talking to people in the chat, that is what's going on. So if you want to join in, feel free. It's a lot of fun to interact with the show live. And of course, brought to you by frontlinegaming.org, where you can get tabletop gaming goodies at discounted prices. All kinds of fun stuff in our web cart. Check it out. And of course, check out the Frontline Gaming Podcast Network. FLGN!
Woo!
Got a new show, 40K Game Changers, brought to you by Steve Joel, who has the best voice in podcasting, in my opinion. It's ridiculous. They just had their second episode go live, and they interviewed the guys from Tabletop Titans, so check it out.
Nice.
Yeah. He does a really good job.
Yeah.
First episode was Lawrence from Tabletop Tactics, and it was really popular.
Well, he was a professional podcaster, right? A radio host.
Yeah, he was a professional radio host.
So he's skilled.
Tomodachi Express, is it live or has Reese lost it since he shaved the stash? I did. Matthias Simpertugui, the program is awesome. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Justin Kiefer agrees.
Ooh, just keep going.
You know what? And Justin is a co-host on the Sometimes Independent Characters podcast, which comes and goes. Sometimes they cast regularly, and sometimes Carl retires and then comes back. So it's a great podcast, though, when they do put it out.
They're like dust in the wind.
They are. But it's like dust in a whirlwind.
Suns.
It comes and it goes.
Yeah.
Like 1,000.
Great
like
podcast, though.
Like a rubric marine. Yeah, they are. Really, really good podcast. Long running, too, actually. Longer than Signals.
Like quite a bit longer, I think.
I think a year or two before us, yeah. For sure. LJ, what's up, my man, in the chat? LJ runs our Star Wars Legion events. Really, really good event. So obviously there's no events right now, but when we do have events, LJ and his wife and their crew put on an amazing Star Wars experience. So if you want to come to the LVO eventually and check it out, I super recommend it. And Sogri in the chat asks, I know the supply line is broken right now, but there has been any word on GW's restocking? They shut down in order to build up an inventory, supposedly. Hopefully they get back to normal soon. The last release that we had, the current pre-order is Death Guard. And we did get more than we normally get, but it was still like really minor. Like instead of getting 1 or 2 of a new release item, we got 5. So it's better. Still not great. It's increasing, yeah. So, hopefully they can keep up with demand. Yeah. Nevermind Jumbo says he's been waiting since October for a handful of stuff. So yeah. It's frustrating, and it's, we're not knocking GW, of course. Yeah, 250% increases Vuna win. We're not knocking GW because they're struggling too. I mean, they're not struggling. They had the best year they've ever had.
They're struggling to keep up with demand.
Right. But for especially stores that are just barely hanging on during the plague, GW products, the margin's not amazing, but they're obviously relatively expensive. So every GW product you sell is really good for a store. Not getting enough of it definitely is not helping some of these stores stay in business. But PPP round 2, for those of you who are store owners, definitely look into it. The program, it's what we had last year when COVID hit. It's to help cover payroll expenses when business is down. That program just went live yesterday, Tuesday. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it was a couple days ago. So if you are a small business owner out there, definitely look into it. They're saying that this one, the budget's going to be bigger. It shouldn't run out as quickly. So if you are an independent business person that's struggling, take a look at that program, talk to your accountant, and you might be able to get some money to help stay alive.
Yeah, see if you qualify.
Yeah, we're definitely looking into it too, because thankfully we've kept, not only have we retained our employees, we've actually hired some extra ones, but payroll is brutal, especially when we're not getting enough product to sell. Speaking of which, if you'd like to support Frontline Gaming, we have a new flash sale for you.
There you go.
Welcome to the jungle, baby. I like it.
It's a jungle.
It is. It's a jungle out there.
That's right.
David Gordon says, you guys rock. Your mats smell. You smell. Get out of here. Yeah,
maybe
after they
it's a
get
game table.
After they get cooked, they do have an odor to them for a little while. It goes away though. That's just a part of the manufacturing process.
It's hot neoprene.
Yeah, it's
right
hot rubber
off the press.
Yeah, so and they come off of when they get made. They get heated up to a very high temperature, and then the guys put them right into the bag and seal the bag. So it's like,
nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. It's like tooting in a mason jar and sealing it. Did you ever try that trick when you were a kid?
No.
It works.
It doesn't work.
It does too work.
No.
I've done it. I also tried the trick when I was a kid where you light your toot
on fire.
Yeah.
Does that work too?
Burn my britches. I don't recommend doing it. It's not safe. It is really funny though.
I've seen Steve-O do it a couple times.
Yeah, it's when you're at that age, 12, 13. It's a real hoot, Frankie.
Yeah.
At 39, not as funny. It's actually
still pretty funny. Yeah.
It's really weird at this point. So yes, Jungle is one of our more popular gaming mats. If you want to pick one up, 22% off MSRP. Comes in a wide variety of sizes to meet all your different gaming needs, from small tables to big.
Ooh.
And in my opinion, I think it's one of the cooler looking mats. I have one at my gaming table at home. I use it pretty frequently. I like it. I like it a lot.
Nice.
It's really good. And today is the last day to take advantage of the spaceship/infested spaceship FLG mat promo that we were running. So if you wanted to grab one of those, make sure to jump into the web cart, store.frontlinegaming.org, and pick one up. It's funny because Spaceship is not one of our best-selling mats, but it's one of those mats that when you actually see it in real life, it's absolutely amazing. The detail is incredible.
Yeah, it prints really well.
It is. Like some mats, it's funny, like the shrunk down image just does not do it justice. Like Jungle looks good, like up close and in the smaller picture. Spaceship was one of the mats that when we printed it out, everybody was like, holy cow, this is a gorgeous mat.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out if you want to pick one up and have a more of a unique setting for your next game. Give it a whirl, and it pairs really well with the industrial ITC terrain set.
Yep.
Alrighty, we already talked about it. Death Guard. It is this week's pre-order, but we sold out in a couple minutes.
Take that.
So cool. You could also sign up in our web cart to be alerted via email notification when we do get it back in stock, which we should get more next week. But hey now. But why don't we talk about Death Guard? Frankie is a longtime Death Guard player. He's also a really good player. Not quite the world's greatest as he would claim. Fake news.
Still am.
Fake news.
Still am.
You did beat me though.
Yeah, in 2 turns, was it?
Basically in 1 turn.
Yeah.
I guess no, it was 2 turns.
You're right. Yeah.
It was 2 turns.
It might not be the world's greatest, but definitely the greatest in this room. Take that.
It's not saying much though. I mean, Pablo might be insulted, but I don't care. So in our league, Frankie and I were undefeated in our pod, and we played my Deathwing versus his Harlequins. And I made a really stupid move, and I knew it was stupid when I was doing it, but I didn't know how stupid it was. So I split up my Deathwing army, which is always really, really dumb. And I knew it was dumb, but I don't know why I did it. And it was funny too, because the charge heard around the world that lost me the game. I re-rolled it, and I was like, I kind of hope I fail this so I don't do this, because it's really stupid. And then I succeeded. And then Frankie just surrounded me and killed me.
Reese's like, oh, I'm outside my auras. I was like, yes, you are.
I was like, the Terminators aren't that tough when they don't have all the extra layers of defense.
No.
And it was because like we were looking at it, and I was like, man, if I play another turn, I'll kill a ton of your stuff, but I've already lost the game because you could just run away from me at this point. So we just shook on it. But you definitely, I think it was a combination of you outplayed me and I outplayed me also.
It's usually what happens.
Yeah.
I play the mind game, and then your opponent outplays themselves. It's great.
You usually help people to beat you. You're too nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the long game.
So yeah, I mean, we didn't want to stream it because that would have been the dumbest game ever to stream. But like, my army has literally one fully painted model, and it's not based. And like when we stream without fully painted stuff, that's all you hear. Why isn't your stuff painted? And I'm like, shut up. We're entertaining.
Why aren't you painted?
You
get out.
Ungrateful
jerk.
Pile of poop.
That's right. Good comeback.
Thank you.
Anyways, Death Guard. Very interesting from what they used to be. That's for sure. I used to run close combat Plague Marines. It's not really a thing anymore.
Is it not?
No, they changed a lot, right? They don't have their special psychic power to give them mortal wounds in close combat. They have a stratagem that they can use for 6s to wound will do a mortal wound. So you can still kind of do it, but not to the same degree that you would before. There's also another stratagem in here to give them +1 to wound. So you can get pretty close. The only change, or the big change, is that you can't give every guy close combat weapons. So, like, I think it's like 4 or... You can get like 6 or 7 guys in a 10-man unit, all close combat weapons. But then you have to take some with actual guns. So, that's a little bit of a downside. But looking at the Poxwalkers, holy cow.
They're good. 5
points a model, still fearless, 6 up, feel no pain, and then they come back to life as they kill guys, or there's a stratagem to bring guys back. Typhus also makes them +1 strength. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with the Poxwalkers. I think they'll be the secret sauce. You'll be seeing a lot of those on the table, grabbing objectives and stuff like that. They can't, if I remember correctly, they can't outnumber your Plague Marine units, so you still have to take Plague Marines, which aren't bad. They have 2 wounds. They can still do quite a bit of damage in close combat. I just don't think you'll see big blocks of Plague Marines anymore like you used to. But I really like the Poxwalkers. They look great. And then, like everybody's been talking about, Mortarion, the monster. He got a lot better.
Yeah, that's everyone is talking about Mortarion, and that he's like, you know, everyone's reactions to new decks are always all over the place. Like, hilariously, I saw one quote-unquote Death Guard expert that said that it was just a huge nerf, and everyone was like, you're wrong.
In your face.
And then what everyone is talking about is Mortarion and how broken he is and how OP he is and how he's going to be in every list and yada, yada, yada. What's your take on it? What's your non-hyperbolic take on it?
I don't think he's broken. He's 490 points, so he's really expensive. But the things that he does are just amazing. He went up to toughness 8, which was one of his weaknesses before. So now he has that, which is amazing. He still has his 5 up, feel no pain because of a warlord trait.
You're saying low toughness was a weakness?
Yes, it definitely was.
Thanks.
He needed the toughness 8.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. So he has 5 up, feel no pain still. He still has his 4 up invo. He still has a psychic power that can give him -1 to hit when people are shooting at him. His auras, though, are super good. He has an aura that turns off your auras if he's within 3 inches.
That's extraordinarily strong.
That's excellent. He also has an aura, I believe, I can't remember what the range is on it, but if he gets within range, you can't re-roll your hits or wounds versus him.
That's insanely strong.
Exactly. So when you're toughness 8 and you're -1 to hit and you can't re-roll, it's going to hurt. Yeah, he's just a monster. He's super good. And then he has this big bubble of -1 toughness still. He still gives your other units rerolls to wound in close combat with their plague weapons. He's amazing. I think he's worth every point. So
one of the tactics that I saw people who are much better at the game than me talking about was taking any kind of unit that's super fast and bombing it into your opponent's army on the first turn to have all their movement.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? That sounds like not good to me for the game.
Yeah, I think it's that'll definitely be problematic, especially when the game is so about going out and grabbing those objectives. If you're having people's movement every single turn, it's going to be pretty brutal. And Mortarion will be able to do that because he's so fast. You can also do it with spawn. You can make a nasty unit of
Yeah,
spawn in here.
Sorry to interrupt you. Couldn't you just warp time Morty?
I don't know if he can be warp timed anymore.
Let us know in the
might
chat
be able
because
to.
I mean that's bananas.
You might still be able to.
He just warp times up,
Um,
halves your movement, turns off your aura.
You'd have to take a chaos detachment in order to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if
but
you
then
can,
if it
but-
works, like, why would you ever not do that?
Yeah. But you can take a nasty unit of chaos spawn in this codex. You spend stratagems ahead of time, but they get the disgustingly resilient, so they're -1 to wound, or -1 damage, and they have 4 wounds each, and they're pretty cheap. So you just run them up the table, and
sit
they
on
get in,
objectives.
they get in the way. You can give them the contagion rule with a stratagem, so now they're having people's movement. They're also making you -1 toughness. Like, I think the spawn are gonna be really good. The possessed also look pretty strong. So yeah, it's a really cool codex. Their auras are like the key, right? Because their auras change the way that your opponent will be able to play against you. So it'll be really interesting to see how they do. I am kind of sad that you can't take the all close combat Plague Marines anymore, but that's okay. I think you still make a really good list with Plague Marines. You also can't all throw grenades anymore. They took that out of there, which was fine. The mortal wounds that you could do from that was ridiculous. You can kill a knight super easy. So
well, I mean,
I'm glad they changed that up.
Knights are nothing special right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what's your overall take on the codex? Like, top tier? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be top tier. I think a lot of the lists will be really dependent on Mortarion surviving, which isn't a given. He could still take a lot of damage and die pretty quick. So I don't know. I think they're probably going to be a mid tier list, but they definitely will catch people off guard. And if you don't have an answer for Mortarion, just like before, he'll be able to walk through your army and do a ton of damage, while the rest of your guys can go grab objectives, kill the little units and all that. So definitely watch out for Mortarion and all of their auras. Their auras are freaking nasty.
Yeah, and then it keeps getting bigger too. By the end of the game, you covered most of the board.
Yeah,
that's going to be wild, because at the end, when you're trying to do like objective grabs and stuff, like you might not be able to.
Yeah.
Gorka Marcos says he rates it quite strong to insanely strong. Tomodachi Express says sarcastically he heard it was a huge nerf. Phil Kelly rubbed my belly responds, well, have you been reading my blog again? So Frankie, before we move on, what are you thinking about for a list for Death Guard?
I think you're going to see a Plague Surgeon for sure. So I'm going to throw him in there. He gives you Feel No Pain. He gives you a 6-up. Which is great for your 2 wound Plague Marines that are -1 damage. So I'll definitely be throwing one of those in there. He can also heal guys, bring guys back. Mortarion, I'll probably take a big unit of Spawn, and then a bunch of Poxwalkers.
Nice.
I love the Poxwalker models too. They're really cool.
They are very, very characterful.
Yeah.
Red Monkus says he's heard Blight Haulers got quite the upgrade. Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Marcos Castellanos likes my shirt. Thank you.
There you go.
And Dan Moose was talking about other armies that can turn off auras like Admech, Death Guard, and then don't forget Night Lords can also do it.
Ooh.
That was what made them cool for a little while. Night Lords haven't really been good since 3rd edition.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Well, make sure to check out Death Guard. Be prepared for them. It looks like with the vaccines rolling out slower than I think everybody would hope. But I think we're coming to a point where we're going to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully.
Yeah.
And hopefully events will start happening again. Although we did have quite a few events actually in the last year. Nothing like normal, of course, but hopefully springtime, summertime, we'll be back in action.
Yep.
We'll see. So get ready. Maybe run a couple practice games against Death Guards just so that you don't get caught with your pants down the first time you play them, which is always...
it's usually what happens when you play something for the first time. But...
Yeah, usually get pantsed.
Yeah.
Usually get pantsed. So let's move on because, oh baby, GW previewed some new models and man, are they cool.
What is that?
So first of all, we got a little preview of a foot of a Titan. I'm going to guess it's for Adeptus Titanicus. and that it is exactly that. It's some sort of like a Porphyrion or something like that.
It's a stubber coming out of its knee.
Ooh.
I hope there's another stubber a little bit higher. If you know what I'm saying.
Ooh.
You picked up what I was putting down.
Like on his thigh. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, there's an area where it belongs.
So that to me looks like it's probably a Titanicus. It might be a Forge World model. I highly doubt it's a new plastic knight for 40K, but it could be.
Maybe it is.
Ooh, baby. So make sure to tune in Saturday the 23rd at 1:45 GMT, Greenwich Mean Time chops, to the Warhammer community page so that you too can discover what this is. But let's talk about the models that have been previewed, because
so cool, dude.
Holy free holies, these two Vampire Accounts models, which it looks like they are a warband for Warhammer Underworlds. And man, do they look amazing.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely love these models. The dual wielding Vampire S.
So good.
Super duper badass. Lots of character. And the
Not
other,
as good.
the Vampire Lord with the mace and then the bat-filled hair. I actually like the hair. I think it's cool.
I think it's so silly. Like, what is it? You just got these bats that follow him around and carry his hair for him.
I think they're like flying out of his hair.
Ooh. Maybe.
I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. Let's not assume their gender, okay?
It's an it.
Bro. In Warhammer Underworlds, anything goes. So you never know. Dude, my only critique with it is the mace is comically too large.
It's a vampire.
But the thing is,
super
like,
strong.
Blunt weapons aren't. That's like. I can't stand the Sigmarines' stupidly oversized hammers either. Like, they just look dumb.
I think it's great.
They just look stupid to me.
They would look dumb if they were smaller.
No, they wouldn't.
They're like this big, on this big old staff. You're like,
well, they're like,
come on.
They're so comically oversized that they look stupid to me. But that's just me, right? Like, if other people like them, that's cool.
Yeah, you're wrong, but it's all right.
Well, you know what, Frankie? You hurt my feelings. So
you know what? You can use a small mace. I'll use a big mace.
It just looks stupid.
I think it looks
to
great.
me. Like, it's too big. It's just like comically oversized. I don't like it. Like,
size matters, Reese.
If you cut it down to the second little nub on the head of the mace, that would look cool to me.
It would look more realistic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, blunt weapons, the whole point is that they transfer force to a very small surface area. That's how they function.
Yeah, that's why it's got points at the very tip.
So, like, the Sigmarine, I mean, in this instance, if you could actually swing that thing around, it would be very effective. But it's absurd.
It's Sauron's mace.
Yeah, it is Sauron's mace. But Red Monkus in the chat says that it's Sauron's mace. That I could get behind that because he's like a god, right? Like, so then sure, totally makes sense. But like the Sigmarine or the it's funny I call them Sigmarine so much I forget what they're actually called. The huge head of the hammer actually makes it less effective. Like,
but it looks cooler.
It doesn't look cool. It looks stupid.
You're wrong.
I am not wrong.
Just like the bats look dumb.
Like, if you swung that thing, it would instantly bend the haft of the hammer. It would just go. Brrr.
But it'd be effective because it would just destroy somebody. Kill one person and then you have to get a new hammer. All right, moving on.
It'd have to be really light metal in order for it to function, which makes it completely pointless.
But yeah, Kicker's saying the armor is awesome. Yeah, the armor on this vampire is incredible, and the shield is badass.
Yeah, I do like the shield too.
Yeah,
the composition of the model is really, really good. Super fan of it. And these ones, the next ones for the Lumineth Realm Lords, have caused some strong feelings both ways. I personally absolutely love the Cavalry models. The melee version I think even looks better, but the archer, I looked at it and immediately thought of Princess Mononoke, or Mononoke, depending on how you pronounce it.
It's a totally original idea, Reese.
I love it. I think they look good.
From anywhere.
I like these weird kangaroo things. I think they're great.
So bad.
They
put fur on it, it'd be like Star Wars.
All right, never mind. Jumbo wins today's comments. He said those bats have COVID-20. That'd be so fun. I mean, it'd be funny in like several years from now when the tragedy of what's currently occurring is past. But that would be funny if that was a special attack.
It's a special rule. Oh, it's terrible.
He gives you the Rona.
Oh no.
From the bats. Or maybe that's how he died and became a vampire.
That's probably what happened. This is going down a dark place.
That's a morbid joke, perhaps in bad taste, but it made me laugh. I have a very dark sense of humor.
Kangaroo riders.
I like them.
No.
You're wrong.
If it had boxing gloves on, now we're talking.
Sure.
Now we're talking. Go Tekken on this.
I think they look absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I love the creativity. Super original. The hats are still so dumb on these models. Like,
yeah.
Why does he have an antelope on top of his tall, pointy hat?
It's not an antelope. That's a kangaroo. That's a battle kangaroo.
It's an antelope.
On his helmet.
The hats are so dumb. Like, they're just way too over the top.
Yeah, they are ridiculous.
You know how uncomfortable that hat would be to wear on riding on a kangaroo?
If you lose your balance, you're falling off.
It'd break your neck.
Gone. Yeah.
So every time that thing jumps, the hat falls forward, and he's just like aiming blind, just shooting arrows in every direction. It just, I don't know. The hat's dumb. But everything else about the model I love. And then the melee version, where it's some sort of a knight.
This is cool.
Yeah.
The melee one is awesome.
It's like a cow horse.
I don't know what it is, but it's cool.
Thing. I love everything about it. And then the knight riding it is just the coolest.
It's super cool.
Love it.
It's a great model.
Very, very good. And then we also got some previews of some Tau Remora drones for Aeronautica Imperialis.
Less cool.
They're cute. Look at those little guys.
Look at those little fierce guys. The base is way bigger than the model.
Pew, pew, pew.
Probably $50 each.
You know what? That's a steal. You get two.
You get two for the price,
but you save clicks.
Oh, that's a bundle deal, baby.
There you go. That is a GW discount. Saves you clicks. Prevents carpal tunnel syndrome.
There you go.
Yeah, that's worth.
That's
double the price.
The double. It might as well be triple the price.
So some really cool models previewed. Can't wait to get those out. And let's talk about the Las Vegas Nopen, which is going to be a virtual event taking place instead of the Las Vegas Open. It is a charity. All the money that is generated will be donated to a COVID-19 charity to help get us past this lame disease that has really put a cramp on a lot of things. We're running a promotion along with this to raise awareness for the Las Vegas Open. Now, this will be the last weekend in January when the Las Vegas Open would have been, the 30th and the 31st of January. Make sure to check out the website. You can support it by buying merch for it. And like I said, all the money goes to a COVID-19 charity. But to enter into the contest that we're doing to help raise awareness for it and for the good cause, you can win a $1,000 shopping spree in our web cart. All you have to do is click on the link, head on over to the contest page, and you can basically just click buttons. Check out the people that are helping run it, which runs the gamut. There's a ton of different content creators from all around the world who are participating to help make the Las Vegas Open happen. So basically, by just checking out all of their social media, our social media, all kinds of fun stuff, really, really easy. Every time you take an action like that, you get additional entries into the contest. The winner of the $1,000 shopping spree will be announced live on the Las Vegas Open on Sunday, January 31st. So make sure to check that out. It is a good cause run by some really, really good people. Not us.
Not us. Good people.
People that don't make jokes about COVID-19.
Yeah.
Much better people than us.
No,
so yeah, make sure to check it out.
COVID-20.
COVID-20.
You're
right.
making jokes about the future.
That is a better joke.
Sure.
Also, there's going to be an announcement made on the Las Vegas Open stream about where the Las Vegas Open 2022 is going to be held. We're in a new venue. We're really excited. It's going to be quite the level up from where we've been for the last few years. Yes, Shane Saunders, it's an international event. Anyone can enter into the contest. So we're really excited. The new venue is significantly bigger, but it's also significantly better in the way it's laid out. So we're really, really excited for that. The Las Vegas Open 2022 is going to come back with a fury. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. And we're also announcing something brand new on the Las Vegas Open, so make sure to check it out. Something really exciting regarding FLG events. giving you a little teaser. Really excited for that too. And it's hopefully it's flexible. It's going to allow us to keep the ship sailing during these turbulent times.
Yeah. But definitely check it out. 2 weeks. Reese will be on there playing live games with Pablo. No, I'm just kidding. He won't be playing live games.
I will not be doing that.
I'm
the hype man.
You ain't no hype man.
I'm the hype man.
You're not doing the fist thing.
If the Las Vegas Open is a hip hop concert, I'm like the guy's cousin that's in the back swinging a t-shirt in a circle
while drinking a bottle.
Yeah. He just got up on stage because he's friends with the main guy. That's me.
That's you.
I'm doing the hype.
You're getting all the girls up on the stage.
Yeah. That's my job.
Yeah.
See? Play an important role. You know what I mean?
It is. It's very important.
Panzer Panda asks, can we bring our own drinks to the Las Vegas Open?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Christopher Dorfler asks about his Las Vegas Open 2021 ticket. Yes, we are processing those. So just to be transparent with everybody, we have to do them little by little. We're doing like a certain number per day. And the reason that we're doing that is because we literally cannot process all the refunds at the same time. It totally screws up our cash flow as a business. It's too much money leaving the bank account at one time. So we're processing them every day. We process a chunk of them so that it doesn't hurt the business. So we apologize for that. We appreciate your patience. It's a crummy situation. Nobody's stoked about not being able to do the Las Vegas Open. And we really appreciate everybody's patience. You will. We've already done a huge chunk of them.
Yeah, I think we're about 75% done. So
yeah,
we should be done. I think before the Las Vegas Open, but if not, it'll be like a week after. So
yeah. So yeah, just be patient. We're really sorry for the delays. It's just, there was over 1,000 transactions that we had to manually process.
Yep.
So it's a huge pain in the butt. And like I said, just the way businesses function is that every day money comes in and goes out, and you have to cover payroll, rent, all this stuff. So coughing up a huge chunk of money at once puts you in a really bad position as a business to continue functioning the way you need to function. So instead of money coming in from the Las Vegas Open, it's going out. So it's a double whammy for the company. During this period of time, we'd actually be selling a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
So it is the reality of trying to manage a business and not go out of business. If I Magic Mike, never mind John Bubble, will donate $69.
Ooh.
Check out my OnlyFans.
Are those Canadian dollars?
If it's a Canadian buck, it goes further. Because it's a
not
loonie
as far.
or a toonie.
Ooh.
we peed our pants when we found out that there's actually a toonie.
Oh my God.
And then they were gonna call it a doubloony, and they didn't.
That was a missed opportunity for sure.
Missed opportunity, Canada. Yeah. You could have had a currency called a doubloony.
That'd have been so good. Oh man.
Shane Saunders talks about he wants Ogren with Ripper guns to get some love. You know what? The problem with Ogren is not their points cost, although if you make them cheap enough, they're going to be good. It's their crappy save. That is what has always held them back, in my opinion. Right? Like, Bolgren are amazing now after the FAQ. They were amazing before the FAQ. But Ogren, I've always found that the thing that makes them not super good is just the fact that they have the crappiest armor save.
Yep.
That's it. Because right now, I think you can make a really strong argument for taking 3-man units of Ogren because they're cheap to just park on an objective and shoot stuff. But it's just, they
die so fast.
Yeah, they die so fast. Like, being T5 with 3 wounds is not that great anymore.
No.
Right? Like, I look at my Deathwing Terminator and I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Not no more.
So, I mean, if they were really, really cheap, I think you could make a strong argument to drop them down to 30 or even lower just because they just melt when you shoot them.
Yeah.
Or Feel No Pain, Red Monkus says, yeah, that would be great.
That would help.
The Bolgren with Feel No Pain might be a bit much, though. They need something. The Ogre need a little something extra, and I think everybody would like to see them on the table because they're cool.
Yeah.
And again, it goes down to the logic of, well, they're wearing like a tank top. So give them something.
Like, so what? They got tough skin. Come on.
You know what? They should get -1 damage. Just give it to everybody.
There you go. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Take that, Chaos.
Chuck Crow asks, when are Armiger Warglaives coming back in stock? We don't know.
It's a good question.
We don't know. Like, so the way it works with G-Dubs is we put in our order every week, and who knows what we get?
It's a guessing game.
Who knows? It's like Christmas. It's like negative Christmas. You put in your
list
and then Santa's like, here's a lump of coal for you, sir.
Like, man.
Yeah,
haters.
GW's been having trouble keeping up with demand, and so we put in our order every week, and you get what you get. So, unfortunately, I don't know when anything is coming back into stock. And they're doing their best. Again, we're not trying to be too negative.
Yeah.
They're trying to do their best. All right, let's take a look at the ITC. Again, it's been pretty quiet due to, coming out of the holidays and COVID and all that other stuff. But there has been some events, so let's take a look. 40K current competitive track, top 5. Dan Salmons hoping to be the Corona King, still in first place, followed by Colin McDade, Ken Knox, Vic VJ, and Rude Steenbakers. As we've been saying, there's a really big event coming up in Australia because the Aussies, they handled everything better than a lot of other places did, and they have a big tournament coming up on the same weekend that the LVO would have been, and it's over 100 people for 40K.
Nice.
So they'll probably shake up the rankings quite a bit. So we might have a big surprise here at the very end. And the last day to submit results for the ITC 2020 asterisk sad season will be the first. Will be Monday, February 1st. So
yeah.
Never mind. Jumbo says the ITC trophy this year should be a 6-pack of Corona. You're on fire today, man. That's another good one.
Crushing it.
Hobby Track current 40K top 5. James Weston in first, Marshall Peterson in second, followed by Jeremiah Pettit, Scott Boucher, and James Kelling. Age of Sigmar current competitive track top 5. Matt Beasley, Anthony Trentinelli, William Sohaley, Jordan Duncan, and Gareth Thomas in fifth. Hobby Track, I'm not going to mess it up this time. Top 5, Russell Tanner in first for Age of Sigmar. Second place tied, Will Reeves and Adam Kamenish. Only took me about 50 tries. Matt Abbott in fourth, Dan Sanchez in fifth. What up, Mike Lundberg in the chat? Kill Team, top 5. Rudy Taninen in first, coming hot out of Spain.
I love how all the hard names at the very end. It's all the last ones.
It's all Spanish players. And I'm like, they're beautiful names, but
they are gorgeous names.
They're hard to say.
Man.
John Sao in second, Lucas Carone in third, Angel Alvarez Serrano in fourth, and Carlos Paz in fifth. Did I forget one? Did I skip one? Oh yeah, Underworlds.
Probably.
Ivan Cho in first, Glenn Dean in second, Jonathan Colson in third, Cody Handler in fourth, Michael Melody in fifth.
Did you really skip one? Like, I don't think that counts as skipping. It was kind of just
Nah.
scrolled.
Nah. All right, fire some questions our way.
Do it. Do it now.
Roll them R, says Mason 859. Yeah. I always feel like an idiot when I try to roll the R. Like when you're speaking Spanish, I'm like, no.
No.
Like the L ye and the in ye and the ere. I always feel like a dumbass when I try and do it.
They just like look at you like, what?
Like,
what are you trying to say? Like,
I feel like it's like when super weeby people like speak Japanese, but they try way too hard. You know what I mean? And they're like, sayonara, and they get super into it, and you're like, bro, stop. Like,
calm it down.
The worst is when they drop a Japanese word when they're speaking English.
Ooh.
But then they super emphasize the Japanese part. You're like, dude, stop. You're trying too hard.
I like it.
Yeah. Ricio cannot roll his R's.
Negative.
I suck at it. Cruise Hammer, will it ever happen again? Mike Lundberg. Yeah, it got pushed back to the coming summer.
Ben Schmilmer.
And it looks really fun. This year,
I think Caribbean? I think it's supposed to be a Caribbean one.
It is, yeah. I think it goes from Galveston.
Is it supposed to be this year?
Yeah, it's this summer coming up.
I'm going to sign it.
Yeah, Cruise Hammer is super fun for anybody. Ben Schmuller in the chat is the head coordinator. And yeah, it's super duper fun. I totally recommend it, especially if we can actually do it this year, which summertime might be
hopefully
might be fair. That would be a great way to get back out in the world and see everybody.
Yeah.
And I think August might be a safe bet. We'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see. Phil Kelly rubbed my belly says, my girlfriend's Portuguese. I don't stand a chance in my state school British accent. I dated a girl that was Brazilian that learned English in Australia. It was the weirdest accent I've ever heard. Because she spoke, her English had an Australian accent, but she also had a Brazilian accent. It was like so, I was like so confused all the time. Her name was Kelly too. I was like, how is your name Kelly? And her mom, she said her mom was debating because her mom like gave her like a really, what in Brazil is a very unique name. Obviously in America it's a very common name.
Yeah.
She said it was a debate between Iago and Kelly. I was like,
how did you not go with Iago? That's way better.
The villain from the Shakespearean play.
So much better.
Probably one of the most evil characters ever. Also the parrot in Aladdin. I was like, you dodged a bullet. Thank goodness you got Kelly and not Iago.
Oh, man. Lojax asked about the Hobby Box 2. Yes, we are currently working on that. We'll have more about that probably next month.
Yeah, the Hobby Box 2 is going to be really exciting. We can spill the beans a little bit. Mm-hmm. Creature Caster is committed to one of their brand new, really cool miniatures in it. So that's exciting.
Whoop, whoop.
Macbeth was dope, says Red Monkus. Anybody who likes Shakespeare, I'm going to throw this out there. I just watched, I guess not just, like a couple months ago, I watched the Macbeth. Is it Macbeth? Am I getting myself confused? No, it is Macbeth. The 2015 version with
no idea. I haven't watched
Michael Fassbender. Holy cow, is it good? Like, phenomenal film. Super, I 100% recommend it if you like Shakespeare. I can't recommend it enough. It's so flipping good. Gosh, is it good? I'm going to watch it again, actually. Now that I'm talking. Give myself hype.
Talked himself up.
Well, Fassbender is one of the best actors of our generation, and Macbeth is an amazing story. Gosh, it's good. I super recommend it. Love my hobby box, says Harkins Aquatics. Lojax, yeah, a couple people did reviews of the first hobby box.
Yeah, John Fearhelm did. I forgot what's their podcast?
I can't remember which.
You ate hot peppers on it.
Oh, that one's called like Hot Takes or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Anyways, he did a review.
Yeah. Pajama Pants, what's up, dude? How you doing? Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah.
Ben Schmuller says he's got to watch Macbeth where it was in the fast food restaurant. I don't know that one.
I don't know what's going on.
You know another one? It's a classic. I think most people have seen it by now. Is the old one that was Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio from the 90s. Romeo and Juliet. Magnificent.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, they did like a weird kind of alternate reality modern take on it. It's so good. So they have like pistols and stuff instead of cutlasses. It's magnificent.
What was it? Was there Evil Dead? Like, I forgot.
In Your Phase is the podcast. Thank you, Ben. Couldn't remember it.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, Steel Headhunter doesn't like that version of Romeo and Juliet. If I'm dead to you, well, you're dead to me, bruh.
There you go.
Bruh. That was a great movie. I loved it. I'm going to watch that again, too. I'm going to do a Shakespeare weekend.
Oh, man. Turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Light a candle.
Nice red wine, you know.
Have my cat and me watching Shakespeare together. My cats, excuse me. Will the secondhand shop take unbuilt kits? Asks Michael Christofferson. Or partially built, but have all the pieces? Yep, we will. Definitely. Fire in a quote request over to the secondhand shop, and Pablo will get you taken care of.
Boom.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Signals from the Frontline. Episode 719. We're a venerable dreadnought at this point. Just keep on trucking. It's like Bjorn the Fell-Handed.
There you go.
I was there when the Emperor was not on his golden throne.
You were, actually.
Yeah. Steel Headhunter, I love you too, even though you had bad taste. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and making the show interesting and fun. It's always a blast to talk to everybody. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk to you all again next week.